Hello everybody. This is Elissa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for one of my top videos that I like to do every month, and I have got to tell you, today's video is going to be a doozy of a video. So a lot of these canvases that we're going to be seeing today, the majority of them I did not actually purchase in the month of June, but the majority of them I did receive in the month of June. And how many canvases are we going to look at today? We're going to be looking at 19. I've actually done pretty decent in June with my purchases. I've purchased from a few small shops, but the majority of these kits that we're looking at today were prior to June purchases. So there's some of the Diamond Art Club anniversary sale kits. There's some Diamond Art Club pre-orders from April that are in here. I have some small shops from earlier on, and then I have a handful of Amazon Diamond Art Club exclusives. So we're going to take a look at those and see. I do have two kits in here that I'm just going to do a very general unboxing for, because I do have a video coming out next week on Monday that is going to be the actual full-length in-depth unboxing with drills laid down. I don't have drills down yet for this one, but I will be doing that for the video next week. So that'll be the new to me small shop Sparkle and Spuds, which I've got two canvases from we're going to see here. So this will give you just a view of the canvas and what the drills look like, and then you'll want to tune in next week for the actual what these kits are going to look like with drills down and the actual full-blown unboxing. This will just be the kind of my general overview. So a lot of kits for us to run through. We're going to go ahead and attempt to see how this goes. So first up, this first canvas that we have is from a new to me small shop. This is from Sparkle and Spuds, which is a new small shop as well. It's the same creator, the same person that does Tater Tots Creations Putty, does the Sparkle and Spuds. So we're going to take a look at it. This first one, I had some issues with drills being loose, but these are the drills. This one is rounds. So you can see here are the drills. I put them in this little baggie. And here is our sticker sheet. This is called Lotus Lagoon Nessie. It is a 57 by 57 centimeter round drill canvas, 30 colors. We have 3 ABs and 2 dust. Those 2 are dust drills for this one here. And the artist for this is Pandy Peachy. That's going to be the artist for this one here. So I'm going to move that out of the way. And it does include an inventory sheet, which is kind of helpful to know the quantities of things. But we're going to take a look at the canvas. So this right here is Lotus Lagoon Nessie. So super, super cute image. I think it is absolutely beyond adorable. So this company, you've got your legend over here, but then it flips over and goes upside down on this side, very similar to how Bella Art Diamonds does theirs. But absolutely adorable. I like the render on it. Is absolutely fantastic. This is very much a color blocking heavy canvas. They do have other canvases that are not going to be nearly as color blocky as this. I love color blocking. So I specifically picked images that would be very color blocky heavy, which I enjoy doing. So not everybody needs to do that. That's just me. So I think this is the cutest little thing ever. It is adorable. Absolutely adorable. There are some specials in here. There's some specials tinkered in there. We have some specials on our kind of highlighting our lagoon or our Nessie. We have some specials in these bright spots right down through there. Those are all going to be specials as well. Same thing with these brighter spots up at the top. Those are all specials. I'm not going to go in depth on the specials or anything on this canvas because you can watch the full-blown in-depth unboxing to kind of get a better idea of it and my thoughts on it. But that is going to be our first one that we're taking a look at. So now I'm going to roll this little guy up and we're going to look at the next canvas in the list. Not worried too much about it because I am going to be working on this canvas. I just need to roll it up to get it out of the way. So that's canvas number 1. Next up, I go through ahead of time and I cut open all of the boxes so that way I don't have to struggle with cutting the plastic. So we're going to take a look at these. This one right here is one of the anniversary sale kits, and this honestly is probably my favorite one of those. This definitely makes my top 5 Yume canvases. This is called Gone with the Wind. It's a Yume. It is square drills, but it's a 55.8 by 83.6 centimeter. I'm so excited to see what this looks like in person. You guys cannot believe how excited I am to take a look at it and see. So we have our toolkit. We don't go over toolkits in this video because for the sake of time. We're going to take a look here at our we're going to see how many bronzes I can get out of all of these Diamond Art Clubs. Oh, look, our first bronze. But this is Gone with the Wind, and I just think this art is absolutely spectacular. It is so gorgeous, and it's just, I love everything about it. We're going to have 57 colors. And as we look at the drills, look at the variety of drills. You would think it'd be very, you know, muted color palette, but not really. We have a lot of fun colors in there. This one does have 3 ABs and then 1 fairy dust drill in this one here. So we're going to take a look at that. I keep these separate, so we're going to set those off to the side. And we're going to have to make a little spot. I need to take out my diamond painting garbage. All right. So I do rather dislike having to open all of these Diamond Art Club bags. I always end up ripping the bags. I'm not the greatest with opening these. Ooh, that one actually opened pretty decently. I'm impressed with myself. All right. So we're going to take, oh my gosh, this already just looks absolutely incredible. Oh my word. I am like, oh, again, like I said, this one definitely makes my top 5 all-time Yumeis. I am like flabbergasted by the artwork for this one, and I'm super excited seeing it in diamond painting for, oh my word. I'll turn it sideways so you guys can get a good glance. One of the things, oh my gosh, that is incredible. Just as a quick glance, because you guys know I like to showcase and kind of point out like a quick overview of where some of the specials would be. Look at this. We have like 4 massive bags of this Dust 964. What? Oh my gosh. And then we have that, it's an orange AB right there. Looks like we have a green AB just sitting and chilling underneath it. So that's 3 of it. We have, and then our last special is going to be AB 5200. So a white AB, which I'm not seeing that readily visible. You don't see all of them when they're rolled up like this. But the white AB is going to be a standard 5200. You guys kind of know what a 5200 looks like. But look at this. 4 big bags of that. I love this color palette. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh, so if you thought this was going to be very much heavy on the like earthy tones because or like, you know, fall vibes, it's just so gorgeous. There's going to be so much in here. Oh my goodness, that's going to be incredible. So this is going to be the image as we look. This one's one of those that is definitely long. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Get rid of some of that glare. But I do love the contrast that we see. There's no way to get it where it's not glary. But look at this character. Absolutely stunning beyond belief. And it's a good size. I do prefer it to be like a max of 70, but like an 83 is really not bad at all. I just finished Fushimi and Ari, which I want to say is very much the similar dimensions as this one right here. Stunning. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just like blown away by how incredible this canvas is. Our specials, our dust drill is actually going to be all of like this blue that I will have to turn that off so we don't have the glare in there. Oh, come on. So all of this blue right here, that here, all of this, as we come down, we have big sections of it here. So it's going to be kind of like the see-through blue portion, like you're looking through the umbrella. Same thing as I get lower, it's all of this here scattered throughout there, and then right down into there. That's all that dust drill. Our AB 5200, our white, is going to be all of this really bright white that you see. It's kind of like the light glistening off of those handful of like raindrops. Our AB 741, that orange, is going to be this orange here. So a little bit in her hair. There's some of it right in here on some of these leaves. And then we're going to see it kind of highlighting the leaves. We also see it into this area here. A little bit right there. And there is a little of it in the leaves right down here. A tiny bit there. A little in there. And right over into that area. So that's where we're going to see our AB 741. And then our AB 470, our green AB. Which didn't look like it was a very big amount. No, I was going to say it didn't look like it was a ton of it. So there's a little bit of that green. So it's going to be some kind of highlights in our leaves because the leaves are changing colors. So there's like these little lines of green there. Also green on our character's eyes and a little bit right there. And that's it. And that's where all the specials are on Gone with the Wind. And oh my goodness, this one is gonna be kind of like, I may have to make this one be another one that's like a special finish, kind of how Fushimi and Ari was my 200th finish of all time. I may have to make this one a special finish. Maybe this one will be 300. I don't know. We will see. But it is stunning. But that is Gone with the Wind by Yume and Diamond Art Club. And now we have a few Yume's in this stack. Some of them from the a few of them from the anniversary sale, and then also some recent releases as well. A couple recent Yume releases too that we're going to take a look at. But that one is the first one. And next up, do we have a Yume? Nope. Yes, we actually do. But this one is not from the anniversary sale. This is actually going to be one of my June purchases, is going to be this next Yume. So this one right here is going to be Spring Keeper, which is our gorgeous tiger, and it's gonna be the tiger face by Yume. This one is gonna be the same size as that previous one, 55.8 by 83.6. Square drills as well. So we're gonna take a look at this beauty. And again, we're gonna have a toolkit that we are not gonna look at because that's not the purpose of this video. This is to take a look at the actual canvases, and we're gonna see another bronze card. Look at that, another bronze, but the eyes just like really reach at you for this one. And then here is the original artwork. So Spring Keeper right there. It has 89 colors. That's a lot of colors. Square drills, and there are some dark, look at how colorful that is. So you would think that there'd be a ton of dark tones. This image does not even actually have any 310 in it. In our ABs, we have 3 ABs and 3 dusts. So it's a very colorful image, despite the fact that it looks like it's very dark. But that's going to be Spring Keeper. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual canvas. I don't know why I put the canvas over there and the box over here. That was silly. So let's see if I can successfully open this. All right. Boom, 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 boom. And time to open her up and see. Oh my gosh. Wow. This one is a confetti. Oh my goodness. That is so much confetti. I'm going to be happy to do any little bit of the background that I can, because just from the quick glance that I looked at, this is a confetti image. Oh my word. Most definitely a confetti image, but it's incredible. So here is like a side view of it where you can almost see the entirety of it in camera. Look at that tiger. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Very confetti heavy. Very, very confetti heavy. There is some color blocking in the background to keep me sane. So like this is all one color here, and that right there will be like my sanity, because like look at that. Look at that confetti. Oh my goodness. So if you're a confetti lover, this is a kit for you. There are 89 colors, like I said, 3 ABs and 3 dust drills. We're gonna bring it up right here. I want to say we're probably gonna have some of the greens, maybe some of the blues as our specials. And our drill pack, it looks like you see, like from this side, you can see all of the dark colors in there, because all of our really pretty colors are going to be the ones that we don't have many of. As we flip it around, you can see, look at there's the counterpoint, all of these beautiful greens and blues. We have this beautiful green AB, and it looks like there's this beautiful green dust drill right next to it. So there's the AB dust. There's a bluish purple AB right there as well. So we can kind of see that. Let's see, what other specials can I see? Okay, there's a different blue AB, like a lighter blue AB right there. And a blue dust drill right there. So we're seeing like we're seeing a good chunk of the specials so far just with that quick glance. But we're going to go ahead and slide the drills out of the way, and we're going to look at kind of like a quick eyeball where these specials may be on this image. So we have a 3856, which is a yellow tone. That one, and I have a feeling we're not going to have a lot of each of these colors. I do need to put my glasses on though, because I'm like struggling to see, and I'm like, why am I squinting so hard? And I realized it's because I didn't have the glasses on. So now that I put the glasses on, okay, so that it's kind of a creamy color. So that dust is going to be a little bit of it right here, and then a little right here in the eye. And I think there's like a little bit, maybe like 7 drills here, and then a couple scattered drills right here in the ears. That's that first dust drill. And then we have a dust 3766, which is one of the blues. And that blue is, there's a little bit of it right here, right there. We see it kind of that lighter blue wrapped around right here and there, a little bit in there, that light tone here. I'm also seeing it, I don't see any of it over there, but I see a little bit of in here, a little bit right there, here. So scattered in those blues, and like even a little bit right down into this area, but just basically scattered in those blues, we have that dust. And then we have Dust 704, which is such a beautiful green. I do love that Dust 704 as a green. It's one of my favorite tones, are those green tones. There's a handful of drills right there, right there, right in here, right here, right there. There's like 5 drills there, a little line of them. And then as we come up, there's like 2 drills there. So this is gonna be very much confetti. Right here is a little line of that dust, and that's where we're seeing all of it. And then our ABs, we have AB 807, which is a blue, and that's going to be this highlight blue on the tiger ears. Same thing with this highlight blue right here and right there. And then some of the highlights coming down along the ear fluff. I'm also seeing a few drills here, a couple scattered in there. Same thing, there's like 4 drills there, a couple into there as well. And then a little bit of them trickling down into this area here. And yeah, that's it. And then there's some of them scattered on this lower portion. So it's going to be the L symbol that we see right there. So when I say we have a scattering of drills, I literally mean we have a scattering of drills. Then we have AB 796, which is going to be that purplish one, that deep purplish toned one. That one is actually going to be these big white squares that we see right there. I'm also seeing a couple of them scattered into the nose. And then a little bit here, a couple right there. There's like maybe 12 drills right here. Small scattering here, small scattering there. And then when we look into this upper portion, those spots that we're seeing right in here, these are all going to be that bluish purple AB. And then we have AB 470 is our final drill. And that one is going to be a beautiful green. So it's kind of the lightest green that we're seeing right in here. We have a scatter of it there, a couple over here. I'm also seeing a handful, like 4 drills right there. So it's basically going to be scattered everywhere that we see these greens. We're going to have a little scattering of it, a little bit right there, a couple drills here, a couple in the eyes, a little bit more right through there. And then as we come down, there's some into these greens as we come, those greens right there. And then right here, right here. So we have the scattering. But that's where we're going to see the specials on this one. So this one, it's a little bit more subtle as far as the specials because this is such a confetti heavy piece. It's just enough to accent it. But I'm like, goodness, this is stunning. It's very, very confetti heavy, but I think this is going to be one of those pieces that like pierces your soul when you're looking into the eyes of this tiger when it's done, because it's going to be so gorgeous. Definitely heavy drills. There are a lot of drills here. I'm kind of like not looking forward to, but also am looking forward to seeing the drill pack for Boundless. That massive Yume, which we're gonna like hardly be able to see much of it on here because it's so big. But when we get to that one, I think that's one of the last of the Diamond Art Clubs that we'll be looking at as far as these full-sized ones. But yeah, this one is gorgeous. It's stunning. This is a very, very pretty one. And I'm excited to see the rest of them. So next up, we're going to mix it up and we're going to have a non-Yume. This right here is the Margaret Morales that I purchased from the anniversary sale. This is Kakomu. And she is Margaret Morales, 55.8 by 75.9 centimeter. This one is another square one. And she is gorgeous. She reminds me very much of Inside Watery Eyes, but I like the color palette on this one a little bit more than I like the color palette on Inside Watery Eyes. So I'm really intrigued to see what it looks like in person. Let's see if we ended up how many adding to our bronze collection. Absolutely. There we go. And Kakomu. Look at how stunning this is. I love the koi swimming around her, and the blues and greens on this are gorgeous. Look at how colorful that color palette is. 91 colors, but very colorful color palette. We have 2 ABs, 1 metallic, and 4 dust drills on this one right here. So I'm really intrigued to see how all of that looks. We're going to just start throwing those on the floor apparently. And let's see if we can open this one up. This one's a little bit smaller than the previous two that we've looked at. So it's kind of a nice little refresher to not have to have something quite so massive. We're going to do it like this so I can kind of roll it back so it stays a little bit better. I have yet to actually work on one of my Margaret Morales canvases. They're very much high color count because they're watercolors is how she paints them originally, which means that they are going to be high color count, and there's going to be lots of like, it's not as confetti heavy as our tiger, our spring keeper that we just looked at, but very much yes with the confetti in a way. But it's not going to be like her eyes are extremely confetti heavy. As we look at it, you can see like look at all of those color changes in her eyes. But then when we come into here, we have small patches of color blocking. And then there's certain accents that are going to be very confetti heavy. But for the most part, we have areas of small, tiny patches of color blocking, which to me, I will take that over straight confetti any day. So we're gonna turn this sideways so you guys can get the full view of this picture in here. Look at how stunning this is. I do like the look of this. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited to see all of the greens and blues done on her because she's stunning. So our drills, look at how colorful the drill pack is. There's our metallic 444. That's gonna be one of them. Our other specials, we have a white AB that we can see right here. We have 2 bags of the white AB apparently. We have a blue AB that we're seeing right there. So there's our 2 ABs, our metallic, and then our dust drills. I'm not seeing off the top of, oh, that one is a dust drill right there. That orange is a dust. And then the other dust drills may have smaller quantities because I'm not seeing them right off the top of my eyes, but we're not even seeing all of the colors. So where are we going to see the specials on this canvas? So we'll start from the bottom. Our Dust 3766, which is a blue, a dust. That one is actually, we're going to have a fair amount of it in this lower portion. There's this little like bright blue right here. Also this bright blue here. Bright blue as we come around. There's going to be scatterings of it. And a lot of it right over in here. Here, here, here. That bright blue there. We're going to see it right there. We're going to have swooshes of it in her hair. There's this blue here, those streaks, this blue, that blue, that blue. And as we come over, a little bit of it right there, and then this blue swooshing right over there. That's where we're going to see that blue. Next up is we have a Dust 3340, which is going to be a bright orange dust. So I think this one is the smaller quantity of it, so that we see here, we see it kind of scattered as an orange dust right there. I'm seeing it also scattered a little bit right here. And so in all of our koi fish, we're going to have a little bit in some of the koi fish, not all of them. There's like 7 drills right here. They're like little confetti scatterings in our koi fish. In those ones, there's like 7 drills there, like a few in the tail or like at the base where the tail joins. And a couple more in this koi fish right there. And then our one that we saw that big bag of was actually 606. So very much an orangey red. That one is going to be the most prevalent red that you're seeing in our koi fish. We also have a lot of it right in here. The most prevalent reddish orange in our koi fish there, but not up into the head. That's a different shade. We have some of it right here. We have some kind of scattering all throughout there. And then as we come up right in here, there's some more all around there. We also have that same color on her lips. That's the prevalent red of her lips. And that's where we see that one. So it's our reds. Our final dust is 597, which is a blue dust drill. And that one's going to be this kind of teal tone right here. We see it right here as well. Right into this area. Scattered around here is a teal greenish color. And as we run down, where else am I seeing that one? Okay, we have some of it right through here, right there, a little bit in here. And there's gonna be a lot of it that I missed because I'm not going super like involved depth to look at it. I did see some over into this area. Okay, there was a little bit there, a little bit there. And then as we start coming down, we have some of it streaking right here. a little bit more right around in this area, right there. And that's going to be the majority of it. So that's our dust drills. Our metallic is going to be this gold right here. It's going to be the yellow right there, kind of accenting all of these fish. That yellow on the fish, all of that yellow is the metallic. And we also see it kind of all right through here with the thing that she's holding. Well, the edge of her kimono really is what it is. So it's the edge of her kimono that you're seeing right there is also gold. Right in there is some of that gold. A couple of drills of the metallic in her eyes, and a little bit more right there. A little bit here, this line of yellow gold right there. And then our two ABs, AB 5200, which is not the normal symbol that we would normally see. The AB 5200, that white is going to be here. It's a different symbol than I'm used to seeing them use for it. It's this line right there. So it's going to be a lot of it scattered in her hair. I'm seeing a lot of it, as I point out, at least in that area. Yeah, and like this whole bright area right there, that tone, that's all that AB 5200 streaking across. And then in the lower portion, we have some more of the AB 5200 in right into this area, kind of the side of the koi fish right here on the edge of her kimono, right there. We also see a little bit of it. This white right here is all that white as well, not on her hand. And then, yeah, that's where we're seeing that 5200 AB. And then we have AB 807, which is a blue AB that we looked at. That one, let's see if I can find some spots. I'm not taking the time to like go super in depth on all of it. I'm seeing a little bit of it right here as a little highlight. I'm also seeing it right around into this corner here. Right in there is that blue AB. As we come up, I'm seeing it right over here. This shade right there. This portion, kind of that mid-tone, darker tone of her hair right there. Same thing as we come around. Oh, nope, not over there. There may be some, but I'm not quite seeing. It's more over into this side here, and then in this portion of her hair here. And those are our specials for this one here. Like, she is gorgeous. Like, I do really love seeing her, and I can't wait to see her come to life. All of the Margaret Moraleses that I've seen worked on turn out absolutely incredible. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it done. I really need to work on a Margaret. Maybe that's something that I try to do this year, is work on a Margaret for this. But I have been focusing on a lot of my older kits. So that's something that, with that focus on finishing some of the older kits, the Margarets aren't high on that list because they are not super old. I do have a couple from Black Friday when they first showcased the Margaret Morales. Was it 2024 that they did that? I don't remember off the top of my head. But I do have some in the older boxes that I will have to take a look at and do sooner rather than later. But I'm trying to finish my older non-rainy day hoard canvases before I start working on any of my rainy day hoard canvases. So that was that one. Next up, we're going to look at another Yume. So this one is another one from the anniversary sale. This is called Beneath the Sun. And this is like this young boy with these sunflowers. Yume has actually painted a few more images with this same character at like different age points with these sunflowers. This is another 55.8 by 83.6 centimeter square roll canvas. So same size as the other two. Well, this one's 83.6. It's the same size as the other two Yume's that we've looked at so far. They're all the same size. And that's because she's pretty consistent in like format and size when she's working on like a lot of images. So, oh my goodness, look, another bronze. So here is the card. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And this is Beneath the Sun. There are 87 colors in it. So there's gonna be a lot of confetti. I'm really intrigued to see how the colors turn out, because with just a quick look, you think, oh, it's not a lot. But then when you see it and you see the variety of colors, you're always amazed. So this one has 3 ABs and 3 dust drills in this one here. So we're going to take a look-see and bum. All right. We have so many canvases still to look at. So if you're not somebody to look at all of the specials, then You fast forward through each of these as I do it. Okay, we're gonna take a look, unroll it. I like when the canvases are only this wide because I work on my easel and I do my sections like half the size. So I always divide my canvas in half lengthwise. So even though this is a portrait landscape type or portrait view, I turn it sideways to work on it. So I turn it sideways like this and I work on it. I put a thing of washi there and then I do my sections like this as I go down. So this is the side view aspect of this one. It is gorgeous. There is going to be some color blocking in the background, which will actually make this, it does not look like this one is going to go as nearly in depth as far as the confetti. It looks like a little bit more line blocking more than anything else. So that's actually really good. I like that. Definitely some color blocking in the background, but it's not just one shade. There's like a couple different colors. Like this one, this is our dots, and then this is like down arrows over here, dots here in the bottom. So there's a couple different colors in the background. So that's actually something that will, and then there's a little bit of confetti scattering and more colors as we come around the light spray from our character. So 87 colors. We're going to take a quick glance at them. You can see here definitely a lot of like those orangey yellow tones. You can see more of the smaller colors right in here, how wide of a variety we have color-wise. We have this yellow AB right there. What else can I quickly glance? There's an orange AB in there that you can see right there. And there's a green AB. So we have identified all of our ABs. There's that green AB right there. Let's see. Oh, there's an orange dust drill right there. And it looks like a green dust drill right there. And then the other one we'll have to look and see. So where are these specials roughly located? So we have a Z742, which is going to be one of our dust drills. That's going to be an orangey toned one. That's going to be scattered like right here. It's this kind of mid-tone orange that we're seeing kind of scattered throughout there, coming down on our sunflowers. I'm also seeing that one kind of right into this area, a mid-tone. It's not this bright one, but it's the one next to it. As we look around, you can see it all scattered throughout our sunflowers. There's going to be a lot of that one. Same thing as we come up, a lot of that dust drill in the sunflowers in that mid-tone coming right around in here. A little bit right up there. So it's kind of scattered throughout. Next up is our Z730, which is going to be one of the greens. That particular green is not in the top at all. It's actually going to be, I'm not even seeing it up in there. I wonder if it's going to be more down on the bottom for that dust drill. I think that was the one, maybe, did we see that dust drill or not? There were two green dust drills apparently. Okay, so it's going to be more of an olive green. So that one as an olive green dust is going to be right here. It's more of a brown green. That's this one right here on some of the leaves. Also right down here, it's that kind of like lighter accent that we're seeing on the leaves of the sunflower. And then our next one is our Z580, our other dust, which is another kind of olivey green toned dust drill. This one is going to be this little bit of dust we see right there. I'm also, let's see where else. We see a little bit of it right in here. So it's a little bit more subtle than the other one. We're scattered right there, there, here, in these leaves, a little bit right in there. I am seeing that one up onto these leaves as well as highlights, and a little bit right in here, down there. Also a little bit in the center right there of the sunflower. And same thing, that's going to be the center of this sunflower here is that dust, that green dust drill right through there. So a lot of them. So now where are our three ABs? Our three ABs, we have an AB 3348, which is going to be a green. That one is the funky weird symbol. Okay, so that's going to actually be right in here. So we have a lot of that AB in the center of these sunflower leaves. And then as we look into the lower portion of our sunflower, I'm seeing it right in here, right there. And yeah, I think those are the main areas. Our next one, we have AB 3078, which is actually another green tone. This one is in more of a pale green. That one I'm seeing right here, there, right in there. And it's going to be scattered in these leaves right here. Yeah, and I think that's really where I'm seeing that one. I don't see any up higher. And next up, our final AB is AB 741, that bright orange that we looked at, and that's actually going to be up into our sunflower. So that's going to be this, not this dark color, it's that mid-tone orange right here next to the dust drill. It's kind of everywhere that I pointed out the dust drill previously, we're going to see that AB. Same thing as I come up in here, it's this orange right through there, this orange, this mid-tone orange. It's not that one, it's this one. We see it scattered right in here and a little bit up into this area right there, the tips there, coming down. So that's where our specials are. So this is so pretty. This is called Beneath the Sun. The background, like I said, is actually going to be not too bad because it's not a pure, it's definitely color blocking, but it's not solid color blocking. So you have some gradations of colors where you'll go from like the 310, and then you'll also have some 939 that you're going to be doing in there as well. So it's going to be a lot of 310 and 939, but it breaks it up so it's not all the same. But that is Beneath the Sun by Yume. And that is our third Yume that we've looked at. So yay. Now, next up, we have a restock. So I have had, I love the Moonbound. The next one is going to be a Moonbound. I love the Moonbound canvases. I think they are absolutely stunning, but I have absolutely no desire to do a massive square Moonbound. So, because the majority of them tend to be very, very large squares. So, I would have gotten, like, I had the Fairy Queen Pippa, the Pippa one on my wish list, but then it archived. So I missed out on that one. That one was super pretty. But I did have one of the Moonbounds in rounds. Actually, no, it's in squares, but it's smaller. I did have one of the Moonbounds in squares on my wish list, and that one finally restocked. So this one is Magnolia's Castle, and it's from Moonbound Studio. This is a 55.8 by 73.7 centimeter. It is square drills, but it's not a massive square. This is kind of like my Happy Place canvas size. It's literally, it couldn't get better size point wise. The only thing that would make it better would be if it was round. So we're going to take a look at this one. So here is our bronze card to match with all the other bronzes that we have. Here is Magnolia's Castle, Moonbound Studio. There is the image. Is that not stunning? 44 colors. That's going to be nice. That's going to be a dream. And look at that color palette. So dreamy. So dreamy. This is the older style. So this is where, you know, the ABs were right there. So even though it's in the newer box, they still have the older way of labeling it. So 3 ABs and 3 dust is what we're going to see for this one. And size point wise, it's definitely going to be, you know, a little bit smaller than the ones that we've been looking at. Same width, but it's going to be the length. It will be a little bit shorter. So this is like my happiest size point is going to be this image. I feel like it's just so wonderful having them this size where you're like, oh, wow, not bad. Okay, this will be my first time having a Moonbound to look at, and we'll turn it in a minute. But look how gorgeous this color palette is. Like, look at the dreaminess of that color palette. So many gorgeous colors. There is 310 in this, but it's not like the most prevalent color when we look at it. It's really not the most prevalent color. I'm not even seeing a ton of, like, when I glance at it, like, where is the 310 even on this? Because it's most definitely not any of these background colors. I wonder if the 310 is, where is it? Oh, there's like right here. I think that's the only 310 is maybe like 15 drills right there. That's it. But look at the beautiful colors, these dark purples and blues and teals and pinks. Oh, that's a really dreamy color palette. There is going to be a lot of 939 in this one. Our specials, I'm seeing a pink AB right there. Other than that, there's a white AB. And I can get the catch a glimpse of, it looks like another pink AB, a different shade of pink right there. And this is a dust. That beautiful green is a dust, and that beautiful teal is a dust. So we're going to take a look at this image. So super cute. Oh my goodness, this is adorable. I am so happy that I bought this one because I was on the fence about getting it, but this one's the perfect size point. And I am super pleased with how it looks. It's like, it's literally the perfect size point. And I'm liking the fact, yes, there's going to be confetti. This is all pure confetti right here. But I have all of this color blocking in the background to like keep me sane when I do the tower. So the tower is kind of like that confetti accent and then, you know, the color blocking around there. So this is a great blend of the two. So our special drills, we have a 3766 dust, which is going to be one of the teal dusts scattered in here. which realistically, there's a 3766 dust, there's a 959 dust, and a 564 dust. And all three of those dust drills are like a green or a teal. The 959 and 3766 are both all throughout here. Like this is one of them right there. We see one of them right through there. Same thing, all of this. And then that brighter, green, more green toned color that we're seeing right there, that is actually the 564. So the other dust is going to be this one, kind of doing all of those fronds upward. So same thing, like a lot of what we see with the green and teals here, dust, also outlining our like main spirit ghost. We have one of the dust colors outlining our spirit ghost. And as we come down, we have a lot of it like with these greens coming up, these frondy spots, all of these like plants growing up right in here, there. Those are like all a mix. I'm not going to try to pick them out. There's more in there, a lot around like the highlights on our little guy, all scattered throughout there. So that's where we're seeing a lot of it. There are some lines, like this is one of the shades of dust. This is another dust shade. And then like scattered throughout. So those are our dust drills. Our ABs, we have a 113, which is going, and we have a 124. So 2 pink dust drills. So all of these pinks we see right here are a dust. We see two of the shades of dust in here. Let's see, these pinks right here are one of the dust, or these are ABs, sorry. ABs. So these pinks are mostly ABs. A lot of this mixed in here and then right up into there. So 2 of those shades of pink are ABs, more pink AB there, and then the other one right there. Same thing as I come up, one of our ABs is going to be the hearts of our, all of these little almost heart shapes in the sky. Those are all going to be one of the pink ABs. We have part of the pink AB there, another one scattered around the border of it. Same thing, some pink ABs, both colors kind of mixed into this area here. And then our final AB is actually going to be our white. So for obvious reasons, it's going to be the bright white that we see right here. It's going to be the bright white we see down into this area right there, this bright white right there, all of these highlights on our little spiky mountain hills. Same thing with that white right there, our little ghosty with horns, and the side of the moon. Those are all going to be that white AB. So this is Magnolia's Castle, and I think this is actually stunning. I'm really looking forward to working on this one. I think this one's actually going to be really dreamy to work on. But that is my first Moonbound Studios that I've purchased. I came so close to buying the Moonbound Studios mystery canvas. I saw an image of what the suspected artwork is, and oh my goodness, it looks absolutely stunning. And I almost bought it, but I I refrained myself when I saw the size point. I'm like, come on, do I really want a like 65 by 124 centimeter square mystery canvas? Because that just does not sound like an enjoyable time to me at all. So I ended up like restraining myself because I was like, I'm going to regret it. I'm not going to enjoy working on it. So why buy it? I will let somebody else enjoy it, and I will, you know, live vicariously through them. So now we have a couple rounds, not too many, but we have a couple. These are going to be some of my orders, my restock order that I purchased way back in April that finally arrived in June. I have 2 rounds that we're going to look at. This one is a seascape. This is called A Moment of Tranquility, and it's by Lucy Bilodeau. It's a 55.6 by 75.9 centimeter round drill canvas. As you guys know, I love my rounds. There's our toolkit. I'm going to toss that on the floor, and we're going to take a look at this. And we have another bronze card. Go figure. Surprise, surprise. A Moment of Tranquility, and there is the absolutely gorgeousness of it. So there are 74 colors on this. A lot of colors, and there are going to be a lot of like earthy tones just from the nature of the artwork. Very earthy tones with a lot of brown tones in it. How many specials do we have? We have 1 AB and 3 dust, which it's a seascape. You don't really expect to see too many because it's not like one of those that's super vibrant water or anything like that. So it's fine with it not having copious quantities of specials on this, because it's just enough to give it an accent, but not enough to overpower. But it makes me happy that this is a nice size point and it's not a massive behemoth, because too many times you see all like landscapes, the vast majority of landscapes are going to be massive squares. This one is not. This is a smaller, like wonderful sized round. So that makes me happy. Okay, so here are our drills. Very earthy tones, which I love. That is gorgeous. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the image. Okay, look at, ooh, I love the sky. That's gonna be fantastic to diamond paint. A lot of like color blocky sections with some confetti down around in our grasses. That's really where we're gonna have it, is the grasses. So 74 colors, 1 AB, 3 dust. This is beautiful. I'll turn it sideways so we can get a better viewpoint of it for the full image. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. I think this is stunning. I'm really excited that they actually had this one in rounds because, like I said, it's not that common to get good landscapes in rounds. So here is our color palette right there. So a nice mix of colors. It's surprisingly colorful and it's very pleasing. Like, it's not just solid browns. It's a very pleasing color palette. Let me see if I can see any of the specials right off the bat. I'm not seeing the specials. They're not glaring at me. So that means that they're going to be a little bit more subtle, which is fine. But we're going to take a look at where those specials are going to be in this canvas, at least try to get an idea. So we have a Dust 3072. I assume that one's going to be down lower in the canvas. Yes. So that's actually going to be part of this. There's a line right here in the water and a line right there. So it's going to be this highlight in the water. I'm not seeing any up into the sky of that dust drill. So it's really just going to be down in the water. And then we have a 722 dust drill, which that one is an orange tone. That's actually going to be this right here of this like sunset that we're seeing, of this really pretty sky. A little bit of it there. That's where we see it. Those oranges right in here, that bright orange. And then we have a Dust 407, which is a brown shade. It's like a brownish toned shade. And that one, do I see any of it down in the bottom? I saw some up at the top that I'm going to show you guys in a moment. Okay, so there is actually a bunch of it in the sand. So it's kind of this earthy brown we're seeing right here in the sand, coming around right there, a lot of it coming down there. So there's a good bunch of it right in here and then scattered into this area there for the sand that you're seeing of the dunes. And then as we come up on our image, I'm also seeing some of that, like this whole section right here in the sky is that same color. So that's going to be a dust drill all right up in there that we're seeing that color there. And then our one lone AB 436, which is, let's see if I can see it. I want to say it's probably going to be some highlights in the sand maybe. Okay, there's some highlights right here in the grasses right in here of the light brown. Same thing, this light brown right there. That's going to be a brown AB. That's going to be nice. So that's the accents that we see for this one. This one is going to be fun to do. I'm really excited to work on it because there's just like the confetti of the bottom of the grasses. The rest of this I think is going to look really stunning. It's a very beautiful image and there's actually no 310 in this. But that is a moment of tranquility, which water for me is life. That's my happy place, is just sitting on the beach like this, staring at the water. Literally, that is my happy place. I do particularly enjoy doing it for sunrise as opposed to sunset, but either one of them are absolutely, you know, I'm fine to just sit out in the water and stare at the water. I'll stare at the ocean as the sky does its thing, and just listening to the water is so soothing and relaxing. But yes, that is our first round that we're seeing of these. We did see one round with our Sparkle and Spuds canvas. Next up is our other small Diamond Art Club canvas. This one is another one of the pre-orders from April of the restocks. This is Hot Springs by Mrs. Butter D. It's a 50.6 by 70.7, literally the perfect size point. So this one I ordered with A Moment of Tranquility, and A Moment of Tranquility was actually holding this one hostage. This one was in stock. It was the Moment of Tranquility that was like pre-ordered, that was holding Hot Springs hostage for nearly 2 months. It's really more like 6 weeks, but it felt like 2 months. It was forever. So surprise, surprise, another bronze card. Look at that, but really pretty. And then we have Hot Springs, Mrs. Butter D. Look at how pretty that is. 80 colors, lots of colors on her. And it's going to be so dreamy with all these pinks and purples. Oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous color palette. I'm loving it. So we have 2 ABs and 4 dust drills. So we're going to take a look at the image and go from there. I'm so excited to see her. She's going to be so pretty. The plastic did not want to cooperate with me today. But again, this is like perfection size point wise. It's just so easy for me to reach when when I don't have to do any straining or anything like that. I can sit comfortably. Oh my gosh, those drills, stunning. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, she is gorgeous. This is an absolutely gorgeous image. Like, look at that. It is so pretty, and it is just, you know, such a happy place type image for this one here. Such gorgeous pinks. Look at this dreamy color palette. How stunning is that? I love it so much. That is beautiful color palette. So for our specials, you can see we have a 3865 dust drill right there. I'm looking to see if I can quickly glance. Okay, we have a pink AB. It's subtle, but we can see that pink AB right there. And then a purple AB right there. It looks like we have 2 big bags of this 3865 dust drill. And then our other dust drills, I'm not seeing the other 3 dust drills right off the top of my head. Just with that quick glance, they're going to be in there. They're just going to be hidden because they're going to be smaller quantities. But now we're going to take the light off and take a look at where these specials are located on this beautiful canvas. So, hi Sushi. Oh yes, hi baby. So our 3865, our white dust, is going to be all of this bright white that we see. There's a lot of it in this canvas, so it's all of the highlights on the water, all of the ripples in the water around her hair, all of that white, all of this white here, the white of the waterfall, the white right there, white around the butterfly, white here. So anywhere that to show like the motion of the water as it's hitting something, that's where we see that dust. And then we have a 3856 dust drill, which is more of like a creamy toned dust. That dust drill is actually going to be these this butterfly here, this butterfly, and then a little bit into the antennas of this butterfly. Then we have Z743, which is a yellow, and that's going to be this yellow outlining the butterfly, yellow outlining the butterfly. All of these yellows in our cherry blossoms, same thing, that yellow here, here, here. And then all of the yellow we see down here accenting our cherry blossoms, our sakura, those are all going to be a dust drill as well. And then our final dust is 162, which is a beautiful blue. That's going to be the blue of the water right here. Same thing right there. We see more of it scattered in here, a little bit there. So it's going to be the bright blue that we see in the water right here, here, all of that. And then yeah, and then I think, yep, that's all. That's where we see it. So it's the really bright blue that we're seeing in there. And then we have our ABs. We have AB 603, which is a beautiful pink toned AB. That one, let's see, what symbol is it? Money sign. I'm looking to see if it's any in the lower portion or where it's going to be located. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so that pink AB is going to be the pink that we're seeing bounding this butterfly here. There's a little bit of it right here, and let's see, I think that's really, oh, and there's a little bit of it scattered like this mid pink right here, that mid pink right there, so kind of scattered into this cherry blossom area on the actual tree itself, but not in the actual individual cherry blossoms. On our final AB is AB 211, which is a purple AB. That one is going to be actually in this water down here at the bottom. I'm seeing it. There's a little bit of it right here. I'm also seeing some of it right there. So it's that pale purple in the water, which will kind of counter well. There's some of that pale purple right here in the water, which goes well with the blue AB right there. And then we have some of it into this area, that light purple there. And that's it. That's where our specials are. This is stunning. I can guarantee you when I work on this one, I am going to be adding more specials to enhance all of the individual cherry blossoms because I love my enhancements. So the cherry blossoms themselves, all of those sakura blossoms are going to end up being enhanced, probably ABs, maybe some glitter for those because I feel like those would look great with it. But I'm going to be doing a lot more with the cherry blossoms on this because I mean I love my cherry blossoms, as I have, you know, cherry blossom tattoo. Cherry blossoms are like my spirit flower, I guess you could say. I am obsessed with cherry blossoms and always have been. And if you go to the, you know, the sakura festivals in Japan, oh my goodness, absolutely stunning seeing all of the trees, you know, blossoming in person. Oh, and I feel like it goes on forever. Like you can actually, one of the like my life goals is to basically follow the cherry blossom festivals from city to city in Japan. Because you start down in Okinawa, down in the Ryukyu Islands, early in like January, February timeframe. And then you can go all the way in through the summer as you work your way from south to north on the islands, working your way up to Hokkaido and everything towards like that summer time frame. Because it's based on when the flowers are actually, you know, coming to full bore. I was going to say when they ripen, but that's not when they're ready because of how it goes. Anyways, our next 3 canvases are going to be our large diamond art clubs. Whew, we're an hour into this, you guys. Whew. So this one is another of my anniversary sale kits. This one is my Liuka from the anniversary sale. It's called Cozy Couch Companions. This one is a 60 by 60 centimeter square drill canvas. It's one of them that I'm like, really, we had to put this in a big box because you can see it could have, like, if we look at it sideways, look at how much of that box is empty from this one. I feel like this one could have easily gone in a smaller box, but they put it in the big box. It may have felt scrunched a little bit in the smaller box, but let me look. Let me see size-wise. It's like a 1/4 inch too long for the small box, unfortunately. So I don't like the fact that it's in a big box. We have another bronze card, go figure, voila. Cozy Couch Companions. This is a Liubka canvas. And this one is yellows. I may make this one to match my kitchen. The background on this looks very much like the kitchen cat's background. And I'm actually thinking I may end up doing the same thing on this one, turning that yellow into blue like what I did with kitchen cats. I may do the same thing on this one. 63 colors, 60 by 60. And it has 2 ABs, 1 crystal, and 1 dust drill. So lots of the yellow tones. I'm actually really contemplating, because you guys know I'm not a big yellow person, and kitchen cats turned out fantastic doing it in blues, and that one was round. So I'm like, well, maybe I will do this one in blues as well to kind of match, since this one is like a square version of like that same wallpaper background. So I might end up doing that. We will see. You never know. When it comes time to work on this kit, maybe I do this one for the Legendary Liuka event next year. We will see. All right. But I like the size point of it. It's not big. It's a little bit bigger than some of the other ones, but it's really not bad. Not nearly as much color blocking as Kitchen Cats had. It's a lot more subtle on the colorations in the wallpaper, and not such big areas of color blocking. So our colors, like, look at all of those yellows. So if you're a yellow lover, this is like the kit for you. We have an orange AB right there, because we have 2 ABs, another one being a green AB. There's our green AB, that dark green right there. And then we have a crystal. Oh, there's a white dust. There's our dust, that 3865, that white right there. And our crystal is a yellow crystal, which is usually around lights, but I'm not seeing any lights. So I wonder if it's in the eyeballs, but I'm not seeing it off the like easy viewing, so we will look for it later. Okay, like, where are our specials on this? This is super cute. Look at it. I love these little, the cat portrait right there. That's adorable. So first up, our 3865 dust. That's going to be white. So that's going to be the whites of the eyes, the whites of the ears. Also, all of this white on this cat, all of that white is that dust. The white on the books, the white on the pots, the white on the pots, that's all going to be dust right here in the book as well. And then we have 726, which is a crystal luminescent, a luminescent drill, which is a crystal. That's going to be part of the yellow of the cat's eyes. The yellow right around here, yellow right there. I think that's all I'm seeing on that one. AB 741 is an orange drill, and that one actually is going to be the accent in the wallpaper that we're looking at. So all of these, like that orangey brown color right there, is going to be the orange accent of the design in the wallpaper. That's all going to be that orange AB as we look at that. So that'll be easy enough to swap out. I think I totally am going to do this one in browns. Swap it out, or not browns, but the blues. I'm totally going to swap it out. I'll have to make sure that the blues are going to look good with the earthy brown of the floor, but they should. This one actually has ecru. I don't know that I've seen a diamond painting with ecru in it yet, so that's really cool. So more of that really neutral tone of the ecru. That's really cool. Where's the ecru drill? I wonder where it is, because that's, I think, my first time seeing ecru, which is basically the equivalent of undyed floss is what ecru is. So where is it though? Now I'm like intrigued. I want to know where this drill is. It's like a target shape. I'm like, how many of it are there? I don't know that there's going to be a ton of it, but I'm like, where is it? I want to find where it goes on this canvas. I'm not seeing it right off the top of my bat, which means it's going to be a subtle addition where you don't have a lot of it. It's going to be one of those small additional colors for the ecru. Oh, okay. So we have, the only spot I'm seeing it in the entire canvas is literally around the pages of the book right there. That's it. And then our other AB, which is AB 470, which is a green, we have some of it scattered in the leaves of our plant. I'm also seeing it kind of right here, this green here, right here along the books. We have a lot of it. The book right here is mostly that AB. And then we have it scattered in here as well on the leaves of our plant over here. I'd love to do crystal confetti for plants. So that I'm going to be doing some beautiful green crystal confettis when I enhance this canvas. I'm totally going to be doing that in this one here. And I really am thinking I'm going to end up swapping out all of these yellows to different blues for this one here. We will see. I've got a lot of time before I get to this canvas to think. So that's Cozy Couch Companions from Allllll, and it is a 60 by 60 centimeter square drill canvas. Those eyes are just ridiculously cute. All right, so we have two more massive canvases to look at from Diamond Art Club. This one is not a massive canvas. It's in one of those annoyingly large boxes, but it's really not a big canvas. The other two that we're about to look at are actually huge canvases. I'm really tempted to, take the plastic off and shove this sleeve on a small box and just put this canvas in a small box. I'm really tempted to do that. Let's go with the smaller of the two kits. This right here is going to be Big Sur. It's a Thomas Kincaid canvas, and this is one that I have been waiting for it to come back into stock. I missed the first restock, so I had to get it the second go round. I've been avoiding like massive squares, but however, this image is one that holds so much meaning for me in its, because I've done this drive along the Pacific Coast Highway multiple times. And it's such a gorgeous scenic drive. It's absolutely stunning. So bronze card, big surprise there. I have like the worst luck with these cards. There's Thomas Kincaid Studios, Big Sur. It is a 95.8 by 65 centimeter square drill canvas. And this is the image. It is absolutely beyond stunning. And I'm so excited to do this one. 90 colors, and you can see the gorgeous gamut of the color palette on this one. We have a fair number of specials too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABs and 2 dust drills, which is actually the most of any of the kits that we've looked at so far, surprisingly enough. Oh wow, that plastic cover actually came off really easily today. Okay, this one is going to be a beast to fit on here. It's going to be a little bit too big, and I'm also can guarantee you we're going to have some confetti. Oh my gosh, yes, we're going to have some confetti on this image. So we're going to kind of roll it backwards so we can take a look at it, and then we're going to look at the drills, see how those look, and then we'll take a closer look at the canvas. So this one, I'm working on Song of the Moon from Miss Holly right now, and that one is very much the same size point as this. Like, look at those colors. Oh, those blues are so dreamy. I'm in love. Look at that AB. 3810. Oh, that's stunning. I love it. All right, so this one has a lot of ABs in it, which I want to say are probably going to be a lot in the water. Maybe some into like the pinks. Yeah, there's a pink AB right there. And there's a yellow AB right there. So I think a lot of the flowers and the foliage, and then some of the water. I want to say that we're going to have some beautiful dust drills. Is that a dust? No, it's just a special regular drill. But I really am hoping to have some of these teals be some dust drills. So that's stunning. Okay. We're going to flip this over and look at this behemoth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Oh my word. Oh, this is a line blocking heaven when we look over here. This is just pure line blocking on the water. And then we're going to have a lot of confetti right here in the foreground. Like, look at those flowers. Confetti. But we're going to go ahead and turn the overhead off so we can get like a better idea. And I'm going to try to showcase, here is the top of it. We're going to do the top half. I don't have a big enough table to be able to showcase this to you in one go. And then as we lift it up, there is the bottom. It is stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. That is beautiful. Okay, Specials, we have a 747 dust, which that drill is going to be, which is the up arrow. Where is this one at? This is gonna be the tricky part, is finding it in all of these. Whew, okay, so that's that light. The 747 dust is going to be this light color in the sky right here. And there's a little bit of it right there. I wonder if there's any of it down below. Not that I'm seeing. It's all those light spots in the sky. And then we have a 741 dust, which is more of an earthy tone. That's going to be, I want to say it's probably going to end up being, it wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being up on our, like, hillside area. Oh, yes. Look at that. See, I nailed it. So that's like a little line of it right there. And there's a little bit more right here, right in here. So the crevices that you're seeing on the slope have some of that green dust drill coming down along those crevices. And then we have our AB. So we have AB 3810, that gorgeous blue AB, which is going to be, I probably will end up being down in the water because it's more of that teal. Oh yes, that's going to be a lot of this color here. Making sure that you guys can see. So it's a lot of this tone here. There's a ton of colors we're looking at here. It's also, but there's a lot of lines of it. As we look all throughout here, there's lines of that AB. And then we have AB 3348, which is more of a greenish toned AB. That one, is there any of that in the water? No, none of that AB in the water. The water needs a lot more specials though. I actually will do a combination of AB, crystal, and dust drills in the water. But that one, the AB 3348, is more of a, where is that one at? Let's see, where is it? It's hard when it's a really confetti heavy canvas to find those specials. And part of it is kind of matching and figuring out like the color and how it looks on the canvas versus on the legend. That's always the hardest part. Let's see, because we want 2 slashes sideways. And I'm not noticing it right off the bat. Okay, there it is. I just had to find the right spot. So it's going to be this light green right here and the highlights of the grass. That's going to be that AB, a little bit of it right there, but it's mostly there. Next AB is AB 973, which is a yellow, and I can guarantee you is going to be down into this area. So yeah, that's actually going to be a lot of the yellow, the bright yellow we're seeing in these yellows down here. That is going to be a good portion of it, is that AB, a little bit there. So all of those yellows that we're seeing in the flowers, that is that AB. And then we have an AB 648, which is more of an earthy tone. So I wonder if that one is, where's that one at? It's like an earthy green. Okay, so it's like a pale earthy tone. That's actually going to be in the sand. So I think it's more of a sandy color. So there's some of it right here. I'm seeing it actually up onto the lines of the cliff coming down. A lot of it right there. And then also I'm seeing it as we look down into the lower point. There's a lot of it scattered. Let me bring this up so we can actually see. Working with a large canvas is a challenge, and especially when it's a landscape. There's some of it right in here, a little bit over here on the sand. So kind of like the earthy tone of the water meeting into the sand there. That's going to be that AB. I'm also seeing some of it in parts of the bridge. There's lines of the AB on the bridge. And then our final special is our AB 603, which is going to be our pink AB. And that pink AB is going to be that bright pink that we see scattered in these flowers. All of that bright pink AB, all the bright pink is the AB that we scattered throughout there. So this is stunning. Tons of confetti here. You're going to have, and there's a lot of confetti into this portion, but you're going to be balanced out by the fact that this is pure line blocking over here in the water. Like literal pure line blocking. Look at all of those lines of color. And then the sky is going to be like a nice gradation of tones when we come up into the sky. But that is Big Sur, and this is Thomas Kincaid. I think I have one other Thomas Kincaid that's one of those small Amazon snacky sized ones. I think it's like a small snacky version of Maui Garden, which is really pretty, but it's definitely a small snacky. This one is one of the big behemoths. I did practice self-control, and I was like, okay, let me, because I know that these are big, and I know that these are confetti heavy. And you guys know me on big confetti heavy square canvases. So I did restrain myself and I was like, okay, I do not need every single one of them that has water in it. Let me pick just the ones that really speak to me. So that's why I ended up with Big Sur. And that's because, like I said, I have done this drive and I've basically taken photos of a very similar viewpoint multiple times. I don't know if I've stood in the exact spot that he used as his reference for painting it, but I have definitely been here multiple times and it is a very gorgeous location. All right, our last behemoth that we have is actually going to be another Yume, and this is that massive Yume. This is called Boundless, and it is so big and so heavy. It, like, literally, you can see it just rattled everything. It's so thick that it's like squishy. I wonder if this one has 2 rolls. It's going to be really thick. But this one is a 69.9 centimeter by 150.8 centimeters. So this is basically just shy of 60 inches. So it's going to be 5 feet long, which is just like mind blowing. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to get out of here. Oh my gosh, this box. This is a Yume. So a massive behemoth of a Yume. We are going to take it out and, oh, that's heavy. This is by far, I want to say this is actually like the biggest canvas that I might actually own now is this one. I think it is. I'd have to double check and see, but I think it is my biggest. And guess what? It's another bronze. Go figure. Surprise, surprise. I have horrible luck when it comes to these. Look at how gorgeous this is. Oh my gosh. 59 colors. So that makes me happy, which means there's going to be a chance of actually having some color blocking in here, which if I had to do, the sky is going to be some confetti scattered in. Oh, those colors are pretty. Oh, that's a lot of specials. We have 1 AB, but then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dust drills. That's lovely. Okay. We're going to take a look at it. Ooh, I do need to close my windows. I started filming and it was nice and bright outside. Well, not super bright, but it was, you know, getting into that early evening, but not bad. And then it is now like the sun is down because I've been filming for, you know, over an hour at this point in time. So we're going to take a look at Boundless. And this one's going to be really big. Let's see, is that top or bottom? That is top. So we're going to look at it in like streaks. I do have to roll it back because this will be its first time. Okay, that's going to be a lot more confetti than I was expecting in the sky. Whew. That's going to be like, I'll have to do skinny sections. But there is some color blocking just that I'm glancing as I'm unrolling it. We're going to be unrolling for days. Oh yeah, it feels like it's got 2 drill packs. Wow, which I think it kind of has to have 2 drill packs considering how big it is. Okay, yes, 2 packs of drills. Look at that. That is a first, I think, for me in any of my diamond art clubs to have 2 packs of drills. A little crinkled on it right there, but we're going to take a look at the drills and then we're going to look at this from like the bottom up because that's how I have it rolled. So we have a ton of specials in here. Look at that color palette. That is dreamy. This is like my happy place, is having a kit with all of these teals and greens in it. So we have this beautiful teal dust drill right there, and it looks like we have 2 bags of it. If that's the same color, we have multiple bags of it. I think that's like 3 bags of a very similar shade of teal, if not the same teal. There is a white dust drill. It looks like we have a brown dust drill right behind it. That tan is a dust. And then as I look, so that gives us a good chance of it, but we have a lot of this one. Oh my gosh. That's like 1, 2. That's a different shade though. But we have like multiple bags of this. Oh, there's a blue AB right there. That blue is an AB. So a lot of the specials just we're seeing like that. This one is going to be a lot of the sky in this bag because that color is the sky. Oh, look at that really pretty dust drill. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And this one is harder to tell. There's a yellow dust right there. And I think that's what we're going to see for our dust drills. All right, now I'm going to turn off the overhead so we can actually get it without some of that glare. And we're going to look from the top down on this. But look at this canvas. This is stunning. I love it where you have the Kraken tentacles, and then you have the water, and then you have the floor of the books, and the floor, and then our girl reading. And then we come into, there's like a sailboat, there's a globe, and then we come up into the library and you have the books, and then you've got the ladder, and then as we keep going up, the library just goes up and up and up. It's like the true dimension of a library. And then we get all the way up to the top where we have a Milky Way galaxy, like the galaxy in the sky. That is stunning. In the sky, if you're somebody who likes confetti, well, guess what? This is going to be a great kit for you because the sky is not color blocking. There's all of these specks scattered in, so you'll have like, I will go through and place a lot of like those individual specks and then I'll color block around it. This is probably the most color blocking we have is right there. Probably on the entire thing is just that little section right there. But this is really pretty. There's gonna be so many deep blues in that sky. This is a really big canvas. So in this image, let's just do a quick glance and I'm gonna see if we have any specials up at the top to showcase. We're gonna look at our blue tones. So yes, so all of these specks we're seeing in the sky are two different shades of dustral. We have a 3848 and a 964 that make up all of these specks that we're seeing in the sky. Those are all going to be dust. All of the specks scattered throughout are stars. And then we also have, let's see, 959. Is that another one that I'm seeing up in there? I think that's really what we're seeing on it. I'm not going to look at all of it. Oh, yes. And then we have a dust drill around this yellow that we're seeing. That yellow there. The yellow right there. Those are all dust drills. And then we have, let's see, that blue. I think it's going to be a water blue. All right. So now I'm going to roll it. And I think that's the only way for us to kind of make this functional is to roll this as we go up. So we looked at that portion. We're gonna have to look at it in sections because it is so massive. All right, so now we're into the window. And as we look at the window, I'm gonna have to pull out this because I can't see the legend on the top or on the bottom. So we actually have that, our lone AB, we have a lot of that AB right here in the sky that we see outside our window, or water. It could be either or. I think it's more sky. And then we also have dust in here as well. We have one of the dust drills scattered in here too for that one. But yeah, like all of this right here, like the window panes, those coming down, those are all that AB. And then the dust is that lighter tone in there. And then as we come over, I'm curious if we have any, I'm just going to glance at the books and see if we have any specials over into the books at all. If we do, it would be dust drills, but we might, yeah, there's a little bit like this red right here of the book. That's going to be a 498 dust, a little bit right there. I'm not going to go super in depth on trying to hunt down all of them because this is such a massive canvas and it's going to be hard to find them all. So we're going to move it up a little bit and we're going to see what we can see as we move up. And then we have another dust is going to be this shade right here, that brown there, brown right there for the base of the tripod for our telescope. Also, I'm seeing some of it right there and right there. We have our yellow dust drill around here as the highlight, all that bright yellow. And then our white 3865 dust right in there. And then we have some blue dust kind of making the grid mark on it as well. And then we have, let's see, so all of the sails, that's a 3865, that white dust. And then we also have let's see if we have any of the blue tones of this as we come down. I think it's going to be a lot more into the water. I'm not even looking to see if I can see all of the dust because this is so big. It's going to be very hard to kind of like look through all of it to get a comprehensive view. But as we look, there's some of the dust right here and right there, those two blues. And as we, okay, and then there's the other dust that I was worried I wouldn't be able to find is going to be this light tone on the tentacles of our little kraken. That light kind of brownish pink tan color is a dust. There's also dust in the water right here. There's dust, there's the third blue teal colored dust drill all throughout here as well. So there's two shades of dust right there, easily right next to each other. And this is that third shade of dust right here. Doing like, there's a big quantity. That's that one we had multiple bags of. That's going to be all of this is that pretty blue dust, or like that teal dust is all of this right in here. I'm not seeing any of the AB down into the lower portion, which is fine because that's fine for it to be an accent up top. So a lot of dust kind of down into the water right here and then also up into the galaxy. So this is Boundless, which is just, this is a really, really incredible piece. This would be one that would take me a hot minute to work on because it's so big. Like, I don't know if I would even be able to finish this in a month. Realistically, yes, I could. but that it would be like a few weeks to dedicate to just this image. I mean, like an entire canvas is just the sky, just the galaxy up at the top of the canvas. That's like literally an entire canvas. So we're going to take care of Boundless. This is literally 5 feet tall, and I am 5.5 feet tall. So it's a big one, definitely a big one. So now we're going to roll this sucker back up. I'm going to see if I can roll it without that edge being rolled. There we go. To kind of get it straightened back out a little bit, because I need to make sure it'll actually fit both in its bag and in its box, because this is a big one, and this is the side we have to watch out for. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is such a big canvas. So big. So the fact that this canvas is basically a 70 by, it's a 70 by 150. So it's like having two 70 by 70 canvases, really, is what it is. And that's big, considering that, like, we've looked at a few canvases that have been 50 by 70, and this one is essentially 70 by 70 times 70 by 75 times 2. So big canvas for sure. That one, it's definitely, like, I don't know that they could fit anything. I don't even know how they fit, like, the Raccoon City and the New Moonbound into boxes like this, because it's so big. All right, so now we have some smaller canvases, a break from the massive behemoth. So we're going to take a look at next up on here, which is our other Sparkle and Spuds canvas. So this will be a little bit easier to see. This one's going to be a 50 by 50 centimeter. I'm actually going to be working on this canvas in July. It's going to be my canvas for Tiffany and Natalie. So Tiffany over at Diamonds at Tiffany's, and Natalie at Diamond Painting and Diet Coke and like, yeah. I always, because there's like Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. There's Diet Coke, and hers is the Diet Coke channel. That's Natalie. I just always stumble over if it's Diet Coke and Diamonds or Diamond Painting and, yeah, whatever. So anyways, this is the canvas. Look how cute this is. There's a lot of color blocking on this little guy. And we have a lot of this color right here. So this is called Honey Paws and Dino Snuggles, and I'm doing this because of the little bumblebee. I'm doing this for Natalie and Tiffany's event, Diet Coke and Diamonds. That's like the technical way. I don't know why my brain struggles on that so much. It's from the artist Pandy Peachy, which is the same artist as the first canvas that we looked at, and it only has 25 colors, which includes 2 ABs and 3 dust drills. That's what the insignia of this one is for that. So you can see these are the drills right in here, and our specials are down on this side. We see some specials. We're not going to take them out or anything like that. Here is our sticker sheet right there. So you can see we have a yellow, a pale, and then like a pale, and then another yellow for our specials. So where are the specials on here? We have some specials on this one, kind of right around like the, basically this yellow right in here. One of them is an AB, and then one of those yellows, this one is a dust. And then same thing right here is the dust with the AB, dust with a line for the AB. And then as we look right up in here, there's our AB right here on the base of the wings. And then our 2 dust drills are going to be the rest of the wings. But this little cutie is going to be the one that I work on for the Be Happy DP Along in July. So, you know, this month I'll be working on it. And I think by the time you guys see this video, I will have actually already started this canvas. So yes, potentially, because I'm filming this a couple days early because I'm not expecting any more kits in the next couple days. So I'm gonna lay this one out rather than putting it in its box, because I do plan on working on this one because I will be showcasing what it looks like with drills down. So next up, we have another Diamond Art Club. This is one of the Amazon exclusives. This is going to be a Debbie Cat. It's called Plushie Catcher, and it is a 33 by 40 centimeter round drill canvas. I gotta have some snacky sized in here to keep myself sane. It has the small toolkit, and we're gonna put it on the floor with the other toolkits. And then as we look, oh look, another bronze card. Look at that, amazing. Plushie Catcher, Debbie Cat, super cute image. There are 18 colors. And it's, look at how cute that is, just the small things on here. Looks like we have 3 dust. That's it, no ABs on that. Interesting choice to not put any ABs in this canvas. So we will see if I keep it that way or if I add to it, because sometimes, you know, I like to do the canvas as charted, and other times I'm like, no, we need some specials. But this is gonna be one of those quick little finishes. So let's take a look at the cutie that is this. I might make, I do love a nice small canvas. After looking at Boundless, this looks so tiny after seeing Boundless. Look at that. Look at that. So adorable. So small. 18 colors. Look at how small the drill pack is, too. That is precious. Absolutely precious. Just looking at the drill pack, we have this yellow AB right here, or this yellow dust drill right there. And then it looks like we have I'm not seeing the other ones in here. They're going to be, like, I think hiding in the center. But anyways, so specials on here, we have a 3855 yellow. So that's that yellow that we looked at is going to be all of this yellow we see on here. This is a color blocking heaven. All of that yellow is that dust drill. And then we have Z605, which is a pink dust. That's going to be all of this, this pink around the ear, this pink here, the bottom half of the star, the outline of our clouds, pink there, pink there, pink there in the tail. And then we have a Z155, which is a purple. That's going to be the ears. That's going to be part of the tail right there. And then the center of this box of like our plushie catcher. Those are our specials on here. I will probably, like, I feel like I want to add an AB or something into here. I might make some of the white that we see a special, because I do have a lot of 5200 AB. So I might make some of this white an AB. I wonder, I'll have to look and see how it comes out. And I might end up maybe putting all of the white as an AB, or maybe at the very least doing like our kitty cat as an AB to make him cute and shiny. But that is so cute. It's adorable. I like how it's a nice small snacky size thing, which is a nice break from the massive behemoths that we've been looking at. So I do like that size point. I do store these small snacky kits like this, not in their boxes. I store them in my tubs. So I just need to write the name on it. So this one is called what? Plushie Catcher? Plushie Catcher. And we're going to put him in the box or in the tub. So Plushie Catcher. I just like to scribble it on so I get a rough idea of what it is. And this little guy is going to go in one of my tubs instead of back into its box, because then I would have to put it on a shelf and take up space. All right. Next up, we have a pack of, we have 4 canvases from Preston Place. This one is, and I think, I wonder if I got all of them in rounds. I think I might have. So this, I'll have to turn it backwards for us. This one's a small one. I really liked the look of these canvases that I got for my first go round with Preston Placed. I really liked all of the canvases with the kind of like the painted border. I thought that was really enjoyable. So I did get this next one. I think I got them all with the extended border because I just liked the look of that. So this one right here, we need to peel that plastic back. They are working on a lot of different upgrades for their canvases. So that's something that is coming along that you'll see as they progress, is some upgrades to it. The canvas is very sticky. I love the adhesive, how sticky it is. Because these are shipped so quickly, you may need to let it sit. If it's the first one that I did, well, actually, no, this one was fine. I didn't have any issues with it. So the adhesive was spectacular. I didn't have any problems. I do have to say, here is our drills on this. Look at those drills. They look really nice. We have some definite specials over here. We have some brown AB, a brown dust, another brown AB. We have a metallic right there. And then it looks like we have a white dust. So I like how many we get. So this is called Rory Biscoff Latte by Toby Wynn. This is I do really like Toby Wynn's work, and I think that's one of my favorite artists from them. You get this one, which kind of gives you an idea of what your specials are. A lot more than I thought. Nice. And it gives you like the drill volume and the drilling, all of the volumes on there. And then you have your actual sticker sheet, which has your pre-cut sticker sheets right there. It's a 40 by 50, and it has 34 colors. And that includes 1, 2, 3, 4 ABs and 1, 2, 3 glimmer or dust drills, and then 1 metallic as we look at it. So that's always nice to see. I do like how many specials we have on this. I love it. So this one is not a hand-rendered kit. I think I have 1 hand-rendered out of the 4 that we're going to look at from Preston Place today. I have 1 of them that's hand-rendered. This one is not hand-rendered. So yes, you have a little bit of confetti right around the border right there and around the border there. And then you have some of it up into like our little tigers details. But for realistically, for a hybrid charting, this has very little, like, it's not a super confetti heavy canvas. Like if you look at the background, that's all color blocking. The main thing you're going to see is kind of the transitions of colors right through there. That's where we're going to have our actual confetti, is those transition of colors. But really not bad at all for this one. But that is Rory Biscoff Latte. Our metallic is going to be, there's some of it around the flower, in the star, a little bit in the star there. And I think, and there's a little bit of it, of the metallic kind of accenting there. This whole ring of color right there is that metallic. It's like, it's basically, it looks like a gold metallic, kind of like a K444 that you'd have from Diamond Art Club. And then we have a 310 AB, which is actually going to be the outline right here. And then that dark color, which I think that'll actually work well. It's not the eyes, it's just these outlines, which I think will look good as an AB. So we see that outlining the paw right there. And then we have a 703 AB, which is going to be this green right in here. And then we see some of it right there as well. Let me see if this makes it, we'll do that to cut down on some of the glare for you guys. I do like how bright my overhead is, but it does give us a little bit of glare. And then we have a 758 AB, which is a pink, and that's going to be the pads of the toes. So those toe beans are going to be that pink AB. We have a Dust 975, which is a symbol H, which is kind of like this light brown that I'm seeing right through here. All of that. So part of the foam that we're getting, same thing right up here in our little Biscoff thing. We see that, and then this streak of it color right there. That's all going to be that industrial. And then we have our Dust 976, another one. That's going to be this one right here, that different shade of brown. So we have a metallic, and then we have a dust right after it. A lot of that brown mixed into right there. So it's one of those other shades of brown. That's going to be excellent. And then we have a 3778 AB, which is another pink tone. That looks like it's just a handful of drills. I may just extend out and remove that one and just make the entire pads all the same pink. And kind of like do some recharting as I go. But it's scattered in the pads of the paws. There's like 4 drills. And then we have a 5200 glimmer, or dust drill, I guess you could say. And that one is going to be the check marks. So that's going to be the white that we have right down here. We also see it as like this accent right there, the accent on the rim of the glass, these highlights here, in the highlights in the background. Those are all going to be that dust drill. So this is super, super cute. I love it. It's absolutely adorable. This is a little cutie patootie. And it is a 40 by 50, so an excellent size point. I do really like the size. I like that they do some smaller size ones, so you don't have such massive behemoths. But that is Rory Biscoff Latte. And this one, I don't even have to worry about labeling it. It can go right in my tub because they have a sticker on the bag. So that makes it a little bit easier for me. It's right there. All right, next up, we're going to put this one with the other one so it can go in a tub. We are going to take a look at this one here. This is another, all 4 of these are going to be pressed and placed canvases. And I'm trying to decipher if I got all of them in round. Yes, I did. I got all 4 of these in rounds, which is kind of nice because I bought a lot of squares, as you guys could see. So this one is an artist that I have not purchased, which I'm slowly trying out their artists, and all of their artists are non-AI artists, unless you see, the only one that you'll see is the owner. Her work, she does utilize AI in part of her process. So the ones that are labeled Amber Sproul are going to be like assisted with AI. This is called Sakura Skies by Hannah Simonovich. Super cute. So we're going to take a look at this image right here. It's adorable. This is like a color blocking heaven. I'm going to be having a happy place. So here is the artwork. Look how cute that is. It's a 50 by 50 round drills, Sakura Skies, Hannah Simonovich. And we have 3 ABs and 3 dust drills on this canvas right here. So we're going to take a look at it. First, we're going to see if we can take a look at some of these, glance at the drills and see. So round drills, as you can see, there's our specials right here at the tip. We have a white, a blue, brown, purple, and gray. Those are going to be the colors that we have at the tip. So now I'm going to turn off this to get rid of that glare so we can actually see the image. And this one is going to be 3863. This one is going to be a dust, so it's going to be one of the browns. So we have it right here. And this is not a hand-rendered kit, but it's actually very clean and doesn't have that's one of the things I love. They're not super confetti heavy canvases for any of their canvases, even though like the hybrid charting ones. We have some of that dust drill right in there. We have a little bit of it. Where was it? I thought I glanced and saw it. A little bit right down in here. And kind of some other areas that it's scattered, but mostly some of these lines of our lantern posts. And we have a 3860, which is another brown tone. So that's going to be another shade of brown on this side of the lantern post. There's both of them, both browns there. A little bit on the stems of our Sakura branches that has some of that. The stems or branches that you're seeing have some of that dust in them. Same thing right in there, right down through here, and then like the brim of the hat, and then the border of the ears. Then we have 3041, which is going to be another brownish type shade. That's going to be over here in the swirls. I'm also seeing some of it right in here. Again, some of these browns that you see branching up, we have it scattered for our Sakura branch, the Sakura branches, and a little bit on these borders. I'll probably clean up these borders and not do them with the confetti there, because that's just what I do. And then a 5200 AB. So this is going to be a white AB. That's going to be this line of white we see right there. It's also going to be the white right here, the white right here. That's going to be our AB of the white. And then we have 3766 AB, which is going to be a blue AB. That one is kind of scattered in the water right there. I will probably do a little bit more of it scattered in the water there as well, and a little bit in the water there. I'll probably do a little more of that to kind of like make it stand out a little bit more. And then our final AB is 762 AB, which is that pale gray toned AB. That one, I swear I saw it when I was looking earlier, but now I have to find it again. So we have part of it kind of on the outlines of this right here, which I think is like, looks almost like a stylized Mount Fuji that we're seeing. Yeah, that's like a stylized Mount Fuji. So we see it kind of along the border of that one is the main place. And then a couple other areas scattered around for that one. But that is Sakura Skies. Super cute. We're going to have like a color blocky heaven of a background for me because I'm a color blocker. So you can see there's our color blocking kind of peachy pink that we're going to be doing. And it's 225. That's the color. So that is my second one from Pressed and Placed. This is my second order that I've placed from them. I actually, because they were having a sale, so I was going to hold off, but they were having a sale. I've got 2 canvases going from them right now. Both of them are 1 round, 1 square. They're from my very first order. One of them she had sent me, and then one I had purchased. And they are looking spectacular. I am really, really pleased with them. I really want my whip wheel to like spin those canvases more. I feel like they're not spinning those canvases as much as what I would like. But that one was a 50 by 50 centimeter round drill canvas from Pressed and Placed. Now we're going to take a look at the large one from Pressed and Placed. This one is actually going to be the hand charted one. This is going to be, okay, over here. This one's a little bit larger. It did get a little bit crumpled in the box, which is why I don't like boxes. So the actual canvas is going to be fine. It just got a little bit crumpled on the edges, as you can see from being crammed into a box that I think was like a fraction too small for it. So that's why I'm going to have it out of the box, let it kind of like recover its shape a little bit. Like right there, definitely a little bit of the crinkling. But it's all the edge that we did. So this one is hand charted, and I'm intrigued to see how this one looks. I did get the round version of this one. You can choose it in rounds or squares. I chose the round version, but we're going to roll it backwards to help with some of the rolling of the canvas, and we're going to see how it looks. And I think having it, I might actually store it rolled backwards to kind of counter that. We will see. We will see. But anyways, this one is called Flower Wind Chimes. It is going to be a 67.7 by 84.7, which is a little bit on the large size for me, but I did order it in rounds to kind of make up for that fact. So we're going to take a look at it. Oh, this is cute. And I love it because it's got cherry blossoms. You'll see a theme in there. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. I want to take a quick glance at the colors. Oh, that's a lovely color palette. Oh my goodness. This is a lovely color palette. Look at that. Dreamy colors right there. Those are such gorgeous colors. And I'm loving that. And then our drills are kind of falling out of the end because it ripped through. But look at that. We have some brown, yellow, purple, and then brown, green, purple. So we have like 3 and 3 for those specials. And this is going to be what the canvas looks like. It's called Flower Wind Chimes, and it's from the artist Allllll. And there is the artwork for it. And it looks like this one has 38 colors, which includes 3 ABs and 3 dustrills. So we're going to take a quick glance at the canvas, and then we will look for some of these specials. But look at how beautiful it is. I love these cherry blossoms up top. We're going to turn that off. But look at those beautiful cherry blossoms. And then as we come down, this is going to be kind of like a, almost like an ornament type thing hanging from along those cherry blossoms. It's like an ornament, a wind chime basically, because here's the ribbon or the chiming portion of it. So we have these cute little kitties in here. They're just adorable. And I love them. And these cherry blossoms are just so cute. I love these cherry blossoms too. I think they're adorable. And then all of our little kitties kind of scattered throughout. I thought that's just super, super cute, super cute. All right. So specials on this one, we're going to have a 3860 dust, which is going to be some of the brown, that dark heart that we're seeing, outlining part of our kitty cat in the face. And then as we come up, we're going to see some of it around this ball. We have some of it scattered in the browns that we're seeing in our kitty cat there. And then there is a little bit of it as we look up into the top, kind of like part of this area here. So one of the big things that you'll see with these, the hand charted one, is we don't have the same confetti in all of the border colors. So it really kind of cleans that up quite a bit. Then we have a 3078. Let me put this next to the roll so I can kind of roll back and forth and move the canvas around. 3078, which is going to be a yellow tone. That's another dust. That's going to be the center yellow all the way around our wind chime thing. Also, I see some of that yellow scattered into the cherry blossoms, into the yellows of the pollen dots on our cherry blossoms up at the top. So all of those yellow spots are up in there. And then as we come down, there's some more of that yellow in here. A lot of it on these little flowers right into there. Same thing right in here, right there. All of that is that dustral. Same thing scattered over into those areas there. So a lot of it is scattered throughout there. Then we have a 211 dust, which is a purple tone. Let's see where that pale purple is located. Okay, so that's going to be this whole purple of this wind chime, is that a dusty wind chime. And is that the only place for it? I think so. Yeah, I think that's the only place, is down on the wind chime. Oh, there's a little bit of it scattered throughout here, light purple there, a little bit light purple there as well. Next up, we have our ABs. We have a 976 AB, which is going to be more of an earthy tone. That's actually going to be part of this area right here, the outline right there, right in here. I'm also, let's see, where else do I see that one? I think those are the main areas on that one. Let me glance at the bottom. Yep, that's the main area that I'm seeing that AB. And then we have a 959 AB, which is a tealish tone. And that's going to be in all of these areas here. It's that light tone that we're seeing here. The light tone of that bluish teal right here. Right in there. The light blue, the light blue. Same thing as we get into the bottom down here, that light blue. So this is one I did contemplate ordering this in square, but I was like, size point wise, I think I would be happier because it's a 67.7 by 84.7, and I think it would end up being like a 65 by 80. Basically, like, you're looking at just over a 60 by 80 if I had gotten it in squares, which is bigger than what I like to get when it comes to squares. So that's why I went with rounds on this one. And then our final AB is going to be 209 AB, which is going to be a purple. So that's going to be right here, which is more of some of that dust purple. Purple here, purple there, this purple in here. I'm also seeing it, let's see, anywhere else? Yes, I'm also seeing it down onto the chime. So that darker purple here and right there. I will probably add some extras, like some extra specials around our cherry blossoms to really accent those. But this is Flower Wind Chimes from Allllll, and it is precious. I love it. I do think it is absolutely gorgeous. I am happy with this one. And we're going to go ahead and roll it back up, and we're going to see if we can get it where it doesn't crinkle itself as I roll it back up, because I don't want it laying flat like it was. And I think I'll store it. Yeah, I'm gonna store it differently. I thought about rolling it in squares, but it's gonna be stored flat, so that way I don't have to worry about all of like the weird crinkles from how this one's shipped. And then we have one canvas to look at, and then we are going to be done with today's canvases. So we're going to store this one like that to kind of counter how it was stored. All right. So final well, actually, no, I lied. We have 3 more canvases. One from Preston Place, and then we have 2 more canvases from Diamond Art Club. Whew. Like I said, this is going to be a long video for you all. I'm glad I'm filming this now. I'm filming it on Sunday night instead of filming it on Tuesday night, because otherwise to do like a 2-hour video on a work night is a lot. That is definitely a lot. So we're going to take a look at this one. This one is another one of the hybrid charted ones. So it's going to be a little bit more confetti heavy than the previous one that we just looked at. So this one is like a little sushi platter. So this is called the sushi plate, and it's by Toby Nguyen. That's going to be, this one is sushi plate Toby Nguyen. It is another 50 by 50 round drills on this one here. I do like to kind of like balance that out. So a little bit more confetti than the previous one, but really not bad when we actually look at it in the grand scheme of things. This one I think I ordered just, you know, the regular with the legend off on the side. As we look, you can see here are the drills, a lot of brown tones. And then as we come down here, we have our specials. So it looks like we've got a dark purpley color, brown, so AB, dust, AB, AB, dust, and dust. So looks like 1, 2, 3 ABs and 1, 2, 3 dust drills. So this is going to be what our image is, the sushi plate. I think that's adorable. And there are 41 colors in this one here, as you can see. So as we look at this one to find our specials, we have a 3863 dust drill, which is going to be this brown tone right there. I'm not going to like really go in depth to find the specials on this one because of the hybrid charting. There's some of that dust right in here for some of those browns. And then we have a 3348 dust, which is more of a tannish, greenish tan, which that one, and this is why I'm like, it always takes so long for me to find them on these kits. Okay, there's some of it right up into here in that green accent there and around in there. Then we have a 5200 AB. So we're going to have the white AB, which is the highlight there, highlight. And then it's going to also be a little bit of it kind of, well, actually not on there. So it's just going to be some of those highlights like right in here that we're looking at, and then over into this area. A little bit down on this flower as a highlight. We have a 3778 AB, which is more of one of those earthy-ish tones, one of those kind of tan colorations. That one is, okay, that's actually this right here. So our little sushi platter right there is going to be that AB. And then we have a 720 glimmer. So that's going to be the salmon. The side of the salmon is going to be that glimmer right through there. And then our final one is actually a 310 AB, but the location of it, I think, balances it out. So the 310 AB is actually going to be a little bit up onto the highlight of our bowl right there. Our soup bowl up in there, and then same thing right in here. So that's going to be where we see it is highlighting right there. So anyways, this is the sushi plate from Toby Nguyen. I think this is absolutely adorable. I cannot wait to, like, I'm really enjoying working on these kits from them. I did order their, their subscription box. I wanted to get a couple of the subscription boxes. I'm not going to get like a subscription box every month because that is just too much for me. I'm like, I do not need, to order 3 canvases from them of just the subscription canvases every month, in addition to anything else that I might purchase. So I'm not doing it every month. I'm just going to do it periodically. So this one, the bag that they put it in is definitely large though. So we're going to go ahead and there we go. All right. So now we are into our final 2 canvases. These are both Amazon exclusives from Diamond Art Club. We're going to turn the light back on for them. We're going to look at the Liuka one, Fishy Business. This one kind of the box got a little mangled in shipping. This is a 22.8 by 27.8 centimeter canvas. So the box is going away. I'm not using it. Round drills for both of these. Here is I feel like that looks smaller than the other ones, but I don't know, maybe not. Bronze as well. Every single one of these cards is going to be bronze, and that's like a kicker when I get this many kits in, and then I'll see people that they'll open and they'll get like 2 canvases, and they'll be little ones, and I've yet to get a black out of all these kits. So this is this Cutie Patootie is Fishy Business from Liubka. It is 25 colors, round drills, 22.8 by 27.8, and it's going to be a pink heaven, pink and green. That's basically what we're going to see. 1 AB and 3 dust. This is basically like a little snapshot tidbit of the canvas that they did in the mystery box. That I think it was like Cat Secrets or something like that. But it's going to be a tiny little snacky snack. These are like fun little kits when they're this small. But look how adorable that is. Fishy Business. So here's our drills. Look at how little that drill pack is. So small. Looks like we have a pink dust drill, a greenish blue dust drill. Those are the obvious ones, and an orange AB. And then I think there's one more dust, a gray dust that I'm not seeing off the top of my head. All right, so our specials, we have a 3813, which is going to be this pretty dust. That's the P symbol that we're seeing in the water. That's all going to be in the water. And then we have a 3806 fairy dust, which is this bright pink in the background of the wallpaper. So we see that all throughout, that kind of medium toned pink in the wallpaper background. Then we have 413, which is a dust drill. That's going to be part of the gray kind of in this outline around our little cat, the fuzziness of the cat. And then an AB 741. That is going to be in our little gold fishies. But that is what we have for this Cutie Patootie Fishy Business. Adorable, small, quick snack. I love these as like one-offs when I need a quick finish after, you know, working on big kits and I feel like I'm not finishing anything. So like, this month, I ended up doing a couple small kits like this because I needed something to tide me over because they were taking so long. So this is called Fishy Business. We're going to write it on here. Fishy Business. So that way I can put it in my tub with the other little ones. And then we are going to look at this final little one. This is going to be kit number 19, you guys. Like, how crazy is this that it's taken, you know, this much to get through this many kits. Or a toolkit. We're going to throw that on the floor. Apparently that did not come out of the box, so I can pull the box back up and see if it has the sticker. Where did it go? There it is. Or did we not? Oh, there it is. I was looking for this. So this is going to be Emma. Emma is a Dragons and Beasties, and it is 14 colors, round drills. This is a 22.8 by 27.8. Same size as the other one. It looks like we have 2 ABs and 2 dust drills in this one. And let's see if we are, you know, par for the course for our bronze cards. Look at that. Surprise, surprise. So another bronze card. It is it's depressing when you open this many. Like, the cards are great, but I'm like, I feel like I have been getting nothing but bronze. And I'll see other people, they'll open, you know, their kits up and they'll be like, yeah, I got 5 canvases and 1 gold and 2 silvers out of their 5. And I'm like, you just saw how many did I open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Diamond Art Club canvases, and every single one of them was bronze. And look at that. So cute. So cute. So our specials, we have this beautiful pink dust right here. And then we have this beautiful, like, pinkish red AB that you can kind of see through there. And then we're going to have more in there, but I'm not going to hunt them down because we're going to take a look at them. So we have the 3806 dust, which is this dust right here, right there. It's going to make up the majority of the face of our dragon, is that pink dust drill. And then we have a Z913 dust, which is the center of the crochet hook, is going to be that green dust. AB 5200, so that's the white specks all over our little dragon's face. And AB 917, which is going to be one of the pinks. Let me find where that particular one is. Okay, so that's this kind of like mid-tone pink here, a little bit right into this yarn. So I think it's mostly on the yarn. Yeah, it's basically the yarn that's looping around our little dragon has that dust, that AB, that pink AB. But that is our final kit. So that is Emma. Super cute. 22.8 by 27.8. This is adorable. So fun. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys for today. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for bearing with me for like literally 2 hours of, you know, canvases as we go through this for these 19 kits. Now I just need to actually finish some kits because I received 19 kits this month and I only finished 4. So let's hope for, you know, some more finishes this coming month and some less purchases. But I have a lot of outstanding canvases that I have purchased from small shops to try out. So we will see how that goes. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the chaos of 19 canvases, a lot of canvases. And that's really all I have for you guys today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.